we'll call the meeting to order. Then I get a roll call.
Those present are, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Those present are Commissioners, excuse me, Elliott, Foster, Turner, and Carpenter. Staff present are Jim Gibson, City Planner, and Beth Spur. Also present are members from Wayne's Propane and Sam Taylor.
Sam Taylor.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Can I get approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting?
Motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Get approval of the minutes for last week.
I so move that we approve the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let me sign these puppies.
Thank you.
Yep, there you go. Okay, do we have any public comment on anything that is not on the agenda this evening? Being as how there is none, we'll completely move on. Okay, do we have any new business before the committee tonight? Nope. Okay, we'll go to old business. We'll start at 205 Binghamton Street, front yard fence, variance request. I believe that is Wayne's Propane. So, as we discussed last time you were here, is that correct? That is your address, right?
Yes, sir.
So, my question is, I see your request for variance, but I also see your new map that has a 4-foot fence in front.
We're not doing a 4-foot front fence.
You're asking for the 6-foot fence.
Behind the building. So basically, we're doing what the code is calling for.
Do you have the site plan that was in your package?
Yeah.
Yeah, out front here, they're showing a 4-foot fence on the left edge of the paper.
Yep.
No fencing across the front, 4
Yep.
foot on the side, and 6 foot behind that.
Doesn't that meet our requirements?
That would meet our requirements.
So we don't need a variance.
We conceded. That's why I was asking, that was my question to Beth, if we're paying this variance fee, what it covered. I was hoping it covered like the permitting fee because we just did what you asked, basically.
Well, there's no variance now, right?
At this point, they're giving us what the code says. So, I guess what their question is they had to pay a $600 fee to have us look at a variance. Or do we want to, I guess they're asking, do they get to credit that or get a refund to that? I guess I'm speaking.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys
basically,
can-
and we were happy to have it go towards the permitting and then, yeah.
Can we do that?
I have no idea.
Leave
That's-
it.
when it
the
comes-
request that they're making to me.
Yeah.
Can we decide on that request? Can we make can we make that decision?
I'm not sure you as the committee can,
That's what I thought.
but we can record that in the minutes.
Okay.
And ask the administration to consider that.
Well, then I'd like to consider that, being as how they have decided not to ask for the variance. They're doing what the city has asked. So why spend money for a variance when they could put it toward their permit to build? Does that make sense to all of you?
Okay.
Okay. We can't make the motion, but we can recommend, hopefully, that the city will look at that and say, okay, whatever
Yep.
money they put forward, put it toward the permit.
Cool. Either that or refund if the permit isn't that much, I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll talk to Tammy because I can't make those decisions.
Okay.
Tammy's my boss, so I'll talk with her tomorrow and we'll figure out how to do that.
That works.
Cool.
Okay. Yes, sir.
One thing that may change on there is the power pole location. So Puget Sound Energy wanted it on the far right side, and there's a tree there. I did not want how big of a hole they need to dig. I did not want to disturb those roots, and so we thought about putting it on the left side. After we got the electrician involved, they have to put a cable on the back side to keep the pole up, and the cable has to be in line. And so where the transformer is on the far right side. That's why PSC wanted it on that side. We're thinking about moving the pole to the right side behind the building on the back corner.
Okay. You have an electrician putting your pole in.
They're doing everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're doing everything. They're getting the permit. They're getting PSC to buy it off.
Yeah.
So
Sal and I, they're doing all that.
have you submitted something to the building official on your structure yet? On your want to, in our meeting last time, we mentioned getting with the building official and talking about what you're planning to do here to structure. Have you had that conversation yet?
I don't have a contact for the building
Okay.
person.
Before you leave here, we'll get you a card.
Okay,
His
perfect.
card, but I just want you to talk to LG, he's our building official,
Okay,
and make sure he's, you know, I see you have new structure, you're talking about a prefab building and such. He needs to understand what you're proposing
Mhm.
and approve that, or sign off on that.
Okay.
I'm only asking you to do that now, before you get too far into the project, and he may have a comment on that.
Okay.
I don't know, I just
Mhm.
don't wanna see projects get so far, and then
It's
something
so
come
close.
up.
Yeah.
If you're
Okay.
starting to spend money on it, please call LG, because he's gonna be the one who gives you a thumbs up on that type of structure.
Are you staying through the whole meeting?
I can if you need me to.
Well, same thing. If you're going to stay till see Jim at the end of all of this, I'd like to talk to you about that pole and how you're going to install it. Not that it's anything to do with the city, but hopefully that electrician's doing nothing more than bringing a pole driller out to drill it down and
Yeah.
set it in the hole for you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I take it then that issue has been resolved to this point. We'll let the city go from here.
Based on this site plan, it meets the fencing codes,
Okay.
and that would be acceptable.
Okay. Next.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for following the rules. Okay, so we have 203 Binghamton Street East, which is the front yard fence. It's from Mr. Sam Taylor. I am hereby requesting a variance on the height of the fence I want to install in my front house at 203 Binghamton Street East in Rainier on State Route 507. The reason I want to install a 6-foot fence is for privacy and noise barrier from the main street, as I believe this would help cut down some of the noise from the traffic on the street. This would be a wood fence out of 1x6 cedar boards, and I believe it would look very nice. I would appreciate an answer as soon as possible so I can move forward with getting the fence put in. Thank you for your time. Cordially, Sam Taylor. Sam, you're here, right?
Yeah.
Is this fence already built?
Yeah, it's already built. Jim said he wanted to see what it would look like. Well, I got pictures of it before and after. So I just wanted to get the fence up because you couldn't even sit on the front porch and have a conversation with anybody without yelling at each other because of the noise. And the fence is dramatically. I mean, you can actually sit out there and talk normally and carry on a conversation without yelling at each other. And I've had a lot of compliments over on the fence from the church across the street and from people just coming by and give me the thumbs up on the fence. So
Anybody?
I guess the concern I have is we just denied them their 6-foot fence, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the fairness of everything, if I were them, I'd be upset if I got denied 6-foot fence, but somebody else was given their 6-foot fence. That's kind of my view on it.
I have no concerns.
I know, but and I agree with you, number one. But number two, we have an ordinance that we just went through, and you heard everything that went on with them. Last month when they were in here to talk to us, it was the same thing. The ordinance does not allow the 6-foot fence. I realize you already put it in. Did anybody in the city come over and tell you when you were building it that you weren't supposed to build it?
no.
Did you come over here and ask if you could build it or get a permit for
I
it?
asked Jim if I could build it.
You asked who?
Jim, and he said that you had to have a 4-foot fence there.
Yes.
And I just didn't figure that would be good enough to block any. I might as well not have a fence. And if I didn't, get up that high, it's just amazing the difference in the noise level with all the traffic going by there.
I completely understand where you're coming from. Because I've seen the fence, I watched it get built as it went on because we didn't have any meetings until then. But I'm in the same line as Ms. Carpenter over there. We have the ordinance that we just went over tonight.
Yeah.
We just told your neighbor that you cannot have a 6-foot chain link fence at the front of your property. And so we, as a body, have to enforce the rules that are in place. That being said, whatever our decision is here tonight, if you do not like it, you can appeal to the city council.
Okay.
Okay? Is that correct, Jim? Right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So at this time, I need a motion as to whether or not Mr. Taylor can keep his fence. Or not keep his fence.
Like I said, I want to if they were sympathetic to your whole situation.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, we get a lot of variance requests for that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and at some point, it's, what's the point of having code if we can't, if we don't make anybody follow it?
I'd like to clarify one
Sure.
thing, if you would.
Uh-huh.
We're ruling on allowing a variance or not.
Yes,
Okay, so we can either say he can have the variance or he
Okay.
cannot have the variance.
that's correct.
And that is what we get to rule on.
Yes.
How the city deals with it is up to code enforcement.
And the council at this point, after us, if we decide not to let it stay.
Or he can go to council,
Yes.
talk to council, but then it ends up being a code enforcement issue.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's the motion. Either we accept, I need a motion to accept the variance or a motion to deny the variance. Any of you?
Motion to deny the variance, I guess, that's what.
Okay.
needs
Do I
to
have a
be
second? Okay.
I want to abstain.
You can
This one
abstain.
here.
Yeah, I'm actually in two minds about it. Because it is a nice fence. But we have made the rules that it's 4 foot.
Mhm.
So, I guess we have to stand by the rules.
Okay. Okay.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? You can't abstain unless you have a legal reason you're abstaining.
Well, I have a real estate relationship with this party.
Current ongoing one?
No, but relatively recent.
Okay. Okay, we'll let it stand.
You can deny, it doesn't have to be unanimous.
Yeah.
I'm so on the fence about it.
Oh, no
I
pun
see both
intended, huh?
sides. Yeah, really. I see both sides and I am really conflicted.
I think we all see both sides,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
that's the issue. It's,
Well, we talked about that 2 months ago with Jim here, that we have to decide that as a planning commission, we made rules. And every time a variance comes in, if we change those rules for someone we know, someone we like, or someone we don't like, then what does it say to the other person? And
well, then there's no
problem.
point in having rules at all.
That, exactly. Then we might as well take our planning code and just rip it up and throw it out the window. And Sam, I understand, and we are sorry, but as far as the rules go, this body has said that your variance is not going to be approved. At this point, it goes to code enforcement, at which point it goes to the council. What's his next step?
He has a right to have city council hear our, the board's recommendation,
Okay.
if he'd like to go to that level, or we end up discussing it at staff level, figuring out what's the next step is.
Okay. Okay? I know it's not what you wanted to hear,
Yeah.
but that's
Okay, so I
what
go
we're-
to the council meeting?
Yes. You go to City Hall tomorrow, request to be put on the council meeting on the agenda, and then they'll do that. Is that correct?
I think so, you'll have to confirm with
Yeah,
Tammy. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
work with the city
Give it
council.
Tammy.
That is correct. The next, his next, level of discussion would be city council.
Yeah, but he's got to go see Tammy tomorrow and get on their agenda, and she'll either put you on the next council meeting or the one after, depending on what their agendas are,
Yeah.
and then you can go see them.
I would suspect the one after.
Yeah, not this next one, but the one after that.
Yeah.
Okay?
But, we only have a single one this month, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about it in February.
Second Tuesday of February, right? Yeah, that's the earliest that you can see them. Okay? Okay. Wow. Anything else? Have a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's the fastest meeting we've had. No, the ones we don't go to.
That was the
are fast.
economic system ones.
Okay.